you can get in front of more people than you ever could before for free. For free. Hey guys, what's up? It's Torie Mathis, your host, and I am here with the one and only Sean Mathis, founder of Milestone Time Automotive Museum.
What's going on?
So Sean has a story for us this weekend that I am excited to hear. What do you got?
So I went to Caffeine and Octane in Atlanta this weekend. It's a huge show, tons of cars, people of all types of interests and vehicles, and there's a lot of vendors that are a part of the show. And I wound up meeting a buddy of mine just walking through the show and found out that his car was in the show for this vendor. And he was telling me about it, and I didn't actually know this vendor, but I knew apparently the guy that this vendor had hired in the past as an apprentice, and wound up teaching him everything he knew, which, to tell you the background, it was a wrap company and a tint company.
So they just car wraps, right? Right,
so they'll wrap the whole car, tint your windows, all that kind of stuff. And basically what it was that this guy had my buddy's car. They had just put a stripe on the car and showed some wrap, cool features on the car. And he was there marketing his business at the car show, which was fantastic. But I found out that this particular guy, the marketing is not that great. And I kind of asked a buddy of mine, I'm like, why, And he's like, well, you know this other company, AP3 Graphics, which is a company that's killing it in the local area. I mean, wraps, all kinds of stuff like protective coating, and really into the Teslas. Like, he's got it to where like everybody with a Tesla is going to him to get this kind of stuff done. And so I find out that the guy that owns that company was the apprentice for this other guy that had my buddy's car. And yet, if you just looked at the two, you would think that this guy, the guy that had my buddy's car, was a brand new business, just because of how it looked, even there at the show.
So the master is just not a great marketer, where the apprentice that is now on his own is a good marketer, right?
Right, and the deal is, like, if you go to AP3's Facebook page, like, you can see a ton of photos and a ton of videos where they are showing what they're doing on badass looking cars. Like, it's visually appealing that you're like, man, I want that. Whereas if you go to the other guy's shop, you'll be lucky if you find anything. And I found that so interesting that the difference between the two, so the skill level of both, one was the apprentice, one was the teacher. They're both now really good. The shops are nice in both of them. Everybody doing the work is doing the same high quality work. They both work on similar type cars. But the guy that was the teacher in his shop that's been around longer is falling behind the curve drastically.
What do you think the problem is there?
It's their video marketing. It's that they do not have anything that in today's market shows people what it is that they do. I mean, you like, even I want to see how they do that. Like, wrapping cars I find fascinating. And there was another wrap company that was right there, and they actually brought a Lamborghini Aventador there and rolled out the vinyl and put it on right there. So it was like I'm sure somebody was filming it, right? So it can be on there.
If you've ever seen, looked up videos, or even go do that, go look up videos of people wrapping cars. It is amazing the level of skill these people have, and they make it look so easy. We've tried to wrap a few things. It's not easy.
It's a pain in the ass.
So to do it in front of people, or to have videos to show what you're doing, that's got to be huge.
Well, and there's so many different businesses that do it, right? So a lot of times people come down to costs, and costs in anything is not the end all. And especially when it comes to wraps, if you care about the quality of what you're paying for at all. In fact, I had somebody Facebook message me. I've never met this person before, but they've seen our car, which is wrapped. And so she's talking to me about all the costs and places to go and all. So I'm telling her all this kind of stuff. And the thing is if you just go off a price, if you just search, you'll find all the wrap companies, and then you can go and you'll find something super cheap. You'll find it for
Well,
$1,500.
I haven't seen a lot of wraps up close, but I have seen a lot of tint, and I can imagine it's similar.
Yeah,
a bad tint job is really bad.
Yeah, I mean, you are going to get what you pay for. So with that being said, though, that when we wrapped our car, I got quotes anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000+ for essentially the exact same wrap.
And the same materials are using the same.
Yeah, for the most part, same stuff. So and I wound up going physically went to a couple of these shops and saw, kind of what they were doing, and ultimately the one I chose, we wound up having a different car, just the hood wrapped on it. But so I saw firsthand what they did. But again, I was able to watch videos of this particular company wrapping vehicles and seeing firsthand, like, they're not putting out crap, and they're doing high-end cars, versus the other company that you got nothing. You're like, what is the end product that they're doing? And they're going to get passed over because somebody else is going to show them this is exactly what we do.
Well, I think video too is more powerful than even pictures, because not only can you really show exactly what you're doing and show like before and afters, like I think it's quite striking. You can also show your personality, which makes people like you even more and trust you even more. And with marketing, that's like one of the most important things, is to get that know, like, and trust up. So if you can do this for your business and do some videos of whatever you're doing, like, you can be the top choice in your local area, even if you're not the best, even if you're not the cheapest or the most expensive. Like, I think that the type of marketing that you do really can be the thing that pushes you ahead of everybody. And we totally get it. Video marketing is not, I don't want to say it's not easy, because it is easy. It's a hurdle though. And I think a lot of it is a mindset hurdle that you just have to push through. And all of us get busy at our trade, what we're actually doing. And so it's hard to step back and make that time to actually do the videos. Now, you've been doing some videos that are different than ones that you have before, that have gotten some really good responses on social media. And they're just like everyday videos, right? Tell them about the ones that you just did, and then what happened with them.
So recently I've been doing some time-lapse videos because I move cars in a museum so often.
Mm-hmm. Which is an amazing feat. He is not starting a single car, and he's moving all of these cars around by himself.
Yeah, so I pop them on jacks, and I'm able to move them around, spin them, do whatever I need to do. And the thing is it's not like it's moving them like down an aisle or anything like that necessarily with a ton of space. It is very tight, where a lot of times I have, a pinky finger's worth of gap to make the spin to get it into wherever I need to. And I've done it for 5 years now, doing the same thing, and it is only recently, like very recently, that I started time-lapsing
video.
video.
I think it's one of those things, like you've even told me, because I've never been there when Sean was moving that many vehicles. I've seen you move one a little bit, but never like that. And I understand what's going on. So I've never seen it at that scale, moving all of them. So even I've never seen that. And so if you just explained to somebody, hey, I Tetris the cars and I move them all around on jacks, they'd be like, okay.
What does that mean?
Right. But if you actually see it, you're like, holy shit, like that's awesome. Like that's actually what you do. And so I think showing that level of that's what's really going on, like stuff with the tint too, like, wow, like it's amazing to let other people into your world and see what's actually going on.
See, and I think a lot of people and businesses, they look at what other people are doing, and it's really easy to see this wide range of various levels of production when it comes to video. And of course, everyone wants that high-end, super produced, fantastic video.
Who wouldn't?
The thing is that was probably done by multiple people.
It's a team. It is a
that do that effort for a living.
Right. And you don't need that for your business.
No, and the thing is some of these businesses, I've seen them up in some of these rural areas that somebody's come in and said, we'll make this video for you. And they make a decent, high-produced video, but they don't know what to do with it. And they haven't really built anything up to even get any views on it, where it would be money better spent to like tone down that production level and simplify things. Those time-lapse videos I do are completely unedited. They are what they are. I might put them in the shorts are a new thing that YouTube is doing and Instagram. And so you can put them into shorts and throw some music to it, which is super simple all in the app. But other than that, I'm not cutting anything out. I'm not putting intros and outros and multiple layers to it. It's just boom, there it is, spitting it out. And now I got a piece of content.
Right. And so you've done a couple of things too for Milestone Time that I think worked really well. And a lot of times, like we talked about, like, don't be Robin in your business. You need to be Batman. And so we've had a few events that you were so busy just doing stuff that you weren't really able to do this. But at the end of the Tesla record, you were able to go on Facebook Live and do a whole live video of just walking around, showing people what was going on. And I think that video got a shit ton of views. Like, whatever your business is, if you have an event or a busy day or just something going on, like, just show people. Go live with your phone. Nothing fancy. You don't even have to have somebody else do it. You could do it yourself. And I think that that's a really good breaking the ice for you to just get something going. Because it's really hard sometimes to, like, get in front of the camera and you're like, what do I say? But if you just show people around as if the camera was somebody there that you're showing around, I think that that's a really great place to start.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't worry about how many people actually see it, and then the Facebook Lives are kind of neat because chances are you probably will see one or two people watching it live. I mean, you could see it pop up on the feed there where somebody's watching you. They might give you a heart or whatever the case may be. It might be your mom, and that's it. But hey, I mean, that's cool. It's practice, right?
It is. And that piece of content, it doesn't matter that nobody watches it live, just because we had, hundreds and hundreds of Teslas going out of a parking lot. Like, it was something that I think was so unusual that people did get a lot of views for it. But if you went live for your business, if you didn't get any views, that you still have that piece of content that lives forever, that people can find, that people can watch at a later time. It's something then that you have that you can share again on your social media and use it for different things that you have. But I do think it's a good way to break the ice and just, like, try to get started with just doing something, because the hardest part is just probably getting through those first maybe 5-10 videos, just so that you don't feel super weird. Because even if you just took some videos and then didn't do anything with them and just start talking so that you can kind of just get some stuff out, because you're not going for this super polished. You're not trying to be who you see on TV. You're just a local business that's talking to customers. So it doesn't have to be over the top.
Yeah, and I mean, it can totally be weird talking by yourself, And,
we both have done this and then showed the other person, like, the uncut footage.
Holy hell.
And it is hilarious because we both did the exact same thing. Our son, though, had to do this video project for school. And so I had the uncut. He did it. I don't know if he did it. I think he did it on my camera. And so I had the uncut version, but he went through and edited it himself and stuff. And his was the exact same thing. I have never heard him cuss in front of me, but he just looked down and was like, fuck. I was like, oh my God. But it was like everybody is going to have those same feelings. So if you feel uncomfortable, if you feel like you don't know what to say, like, the first couple of ones are going to be like that, but it is totally worth it. Why? Because video does something. Pictures really do connect, but video does something more. There is such a trust that is built when you can show yourself on video to other people. And I don't care if it's, you're fixing air conditioners or you're making pizzas or you have a car show, like, whatever it is, like, once people really see that, doing the wraps, you really see what they're doing and the quality and the time and the effort that's going into it. It's something that is worth it for every single small or local business to do.
When I first started Milestone Time and I did the consignment aspect of it, I had cars that were for sale, and I took as many pictures as I possibly could of the cars. And then, looking back on it now, I wish I would have spent a little bit more time in the videos, but I literally didn't spend any time on them other than I opened everything up on the car. And I started in the front corner usually and just walked around the car, showed inside. Once I was done with the inside, as I walked around, I shut the door and just kept going. And the car was running during this whole time, so you could hear it running. So there was no music overlaid to it or anything like that. And I just circled around the car.
You didn't even say anything.
I said nothing because I felt weird to talk about. Like, I don't know. Just here it is. You know, let me know if you hear it. Because I had people like, that sounds weird. And I'm like, well, you know, come listen to it in person if you think it sounds weird, but it doesn't. But, each one I walked around and they took a couple minutes. Mm-hmm. And some of those videos still on YouTube have, 40, 50,000 views. And I did nothing with them other than put them with the listing on the car, but they get the most traffic.
And so that is a piece of content out there that people are just organically finding, and then they know about Sean, and then they know about the museum. Why? Because that video lasts forever. It's a piece of, and you don't, now that the cars are no longer for sale, now that Sean doesn't even sell cars anymore, now that Sean is no longer at that location, Sean, do you delete the videos?
No, and that's what I was going to say. So many people would like, well, I'm done with those. You can...
Don't delete any of them.
Who cares, man?
You can always update the description, but you leave the video on there. I don't remember who it was. I think it was like Grant Cardone or somebody who is a marketing and sales guy, and he makes videos like crazy and has for a really long time. And he's like, I leave all my first videos on there. He's like, you can go on my channel right now and see them. They're horrible. But if somebody finds one of those videos, because that's one more finger out there that people can find him by, just one little avenue, and people find him by that first shitty video and want to see more, he's like, they're going to be so impressed with how I am now. He's like, my wife doesn't do that. She'll delete anything that she feels is bad or whatever because, she's more self-conscious about it. So I always try to be Grant Cardone. Don't delete anything, because I can see that you would want to, because you're like, man, I am so much better now. But then think about it, don't delete anything, because if they see that, once they go and see more, they're going to be impressed.
But that's the thing.
You got to grow. That's normal.
That journey, you're showing them the journey. That's awesome. For somebody to be able to see where you were, and it's been enough time, and you've still been going. Your stuff, it's inevitable. You will be better.
Absolutely.
And they're going to see that. And that all that does is validate whatever it is you're out there pushing.
You're doing
the
it
shit.
Right. Absolutely. So, and then technically, on a technical level, videos are great to put out there. So you can put videos out on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on whatever crazy new, social media thing out there, TikTok, I don't care, whatever. You can put them out there. That's great. But you definitely want to put them on YouTube. So you want to have a YouTube channel for your business, not necessarily just for you, but that's representing your business in whatever capacity. And then you put your title and some descriptions, and then there's a place for keywords that you put those to. And those would be terms that people might be searching for if they were going to find your video. Because obviously when people go and search online, they're looking for usually an answer to a question or looking for something specific. So you kind of want to think about what would they be searching for, and then they would find my video. So for Sean, for the cars, they're searching for that specific year of car, that make of car, that model of car. So all of those things are in there. And now you have a piece of content that if anybody was ever searching that, organically they can find that, or they can be suggested from other videos that are similar to that. Now, why is this important? Google owns YouTube, and Google is where a lot of people go to search. And when somebody searches on Google, Google actually really wants to show Google stuff. That's why your Google My Business page will show very high, and that's why YouTube videos are going to show super high up there. Google likes to rank their videos as search options for them, for whatever people are searching for. So if you can put a video out answering questions that your customers have, you have a fantastic opportunity to be higher on the Google search results. And not only that, you are going to get some of that know, like, and trust that maybe other people aren't going to get, because your competition is probably not making videos. So even today that everybody knows video marketing is so important, so many people are still so freaking scared of it, so not wanting to take the time to do it, not taking it seriously. That means you still have this amazing opportunity that you can get in front of your competition right now and stand out among your competition. For sure.
It's actually a little bit easier now that YouTube came out with their shorts, because I could totally see, and I've heard this before, they're like, well, I don't have enough to make an actual YouTube video, right? Because they're thinking at least a few minutes and more to it and make it like a substantial video, where now like you just make 15 seconds.
Literally,
right?
You can make a 15-second video.
15 seconds, throw it out there. And if you've got 4 minutes worth of stuff to say, that's a lot of different short little videos you can pop out there, which can also then be put as shorts on Instagram. You can upload those to your YouTube page. Like, you can have the same video just all over the place, and it took you seconds to do. And I mean, you film it on your phone, you upload it on your phone. It's super simple. Like, and if that starts working for you, I mean, start doing more if it's working for you, and you can grow to the point to where maybe somebody else does it for you. Maybe you can get a little more complicated. You could add some production to it. You can do more things, but just start with the minimum. Phone in your face, or phone showing whatever it is you're doing. Quick little record, say something about it if you want to. If not, don't worry about it and upload it and you're done.
Absolutely. And one of the first videos that Sean made, aside from the ones showing the vehicles, which, like, again, didn't talk, nothing special, no editing, no anything. One of the first ones Sean did was just describing Milestone Time and like what the deal was. And so Sean, came down here into our little studio, which is nothing special, and made a video just talking to the camera saying, this is what Milestone Time is about, and this is why I did it, and just kind of describe that. And then once you did that, we were a little bit more comfortable that when we did the Tesla record, you came down here and did it again. Hey, this is why I'm doing the Tesla World Record. This is why, and so it's just like talking to a friend, like, hey, Sean, you're doing a Tesla record, tell me about that. And then and then Sean did the video. Like, that's pretty much all it was. And there was no fancy anything. So, and I just want to say this because I'm just want to get some ideas out there, because this is something that anybody can do, no matter what your business is. There's things out there that people want to see what you're doing. People want to hear what you have to hear, why you're doing what you're doing. They want to hear maybe about your products, or why they're different, or why they're special. Everybody has a bazillion questions about all kinds of things, and you can answer those, because people go online to search for all kinds of things, and you can be their answer.
Now, to be fair, those videos that Torie just explained that I did, it sucked to record. Like, I struggled with it, which is fine.
That's okay.
What would make it easier? If you've got if you find that difficult, like I did, get your kid, get a friend, get somebody in here, bring your dog in, and get them on the other side of that camera and talk to them. Years ago, when I first, it was about a year after starting the museum, I wound up meeting a guy that just started his YouTube channel and everything, and that guy ended up being Ed Bullion and Vin Wiki Stories. And I wound up going onto his channel and talking about my Pop's 59 Cadillac story, which led to the museum.
And I found this very, very interesting, because if you watch the video, it looks like Sean is just talking for 15 minutes, just straight up. But that's not what happened, right?
No, and this was my first experience in doing any of this, and it was just me sitting there in a makeshift studio, and Ed asked me a question, and I talked for as long as I could about it. He'd ask me something else, and I talked as long as I could about it. And camera set up here, and Ed's actually over onto the corner there, so he's still there. So, but it was kind of dark back there because all the lights are on me, right, to make the video look good. But like it felt like I was talking to him, and then he was able to go into the back and splice it all together and cut any of his stuff out and overlay photos that I sent him. And I mean, it really isn't that big of a production deal, especially since I've done the exact same type of videos since then. But before that, I had no idea. But it's pretty cool and easy.
Yeah. So this is like, you could end up getting to this point where, you have somebody cut those other pieces out, or, you cut that out. If not, you could just have somebody like Sean and I are sitting here right now, talking to each other, talking to you about video marketing. And you could have somebody do the exact same thing with you if that's going to make you more comfortable. But the point is like, you gotta just jump. You've got to just do it. Whatever this thing is, and it's all in your head, that's it. Like,
there's no excuse.
There is nothing. It's just all in your head. So if you can just get past those 5, those 10. Like we talked about before about like Sean and I starting the podcast, and we did it 75 hard style. We did 75 hard. Well, I did 75 hard. Sean joined me for some of it, which is a challenge that you do that really helps your perseverance and fitness and health. And it's got some pretty strict but simple tasks that you do every single day for 75 days. And if I can do that for 75 days, like I can do anything for 75 days. And I think you can do anything for 75 days. So why not, say you're going to do 10 videos, because you can do 10. You can do 5. Like just say you're going to do this and then just do it with no excuses. Don't even think about it, Write down a couple of ideas of what you could do and just do it. Just get started. Because I promise you that once you get past those 5, those 10, that weirdness, it kind of wears off. And then it's okay. And then you're not cursing as much and putting your head down. because it's going to happen and it's okay.
Yeah, if you're buying the value on making the videos, then just do them. Yeah. Don't worry about the quality of them. Seriously, do not worry about putting shitty videos out there.
It's okay. You got to start somewhere. And in order to learn, you have to go through it. Like you can't read a book and take a course and study and learn how to swim. It just doesn't work. You have to actually get in the pool. And this is one of those pool situations where you have to go through it and do it and try some things and see what works. Because your business is different than mine, is different than Sean's. So what exactly works might be a little bit different, but the videos will work in some form, in some manner. So whether it's, your vertical ones where you're holding up the phone, this way, and you post them on Instagram, or you post those on YouTube as like the really shorter ones, or you do something a little bit longer, or you do live videos, because you can go live on YouTube, you can go live on Facebook, on Instagram. So there's lots of different options out there. You don't have to do every single one.
And you save those live videos. So you can download the live videos and still be able to reuse them in all the other places. So don't think that if I do a live one, it's live and that's it. Like you still got the content you made.
So just pick 1 or 2 and try them. Don't try to try every single one. Which one sounds more interesting to you? Which one do you think you could do? Which one do you think you could do 10 of in the next couple of weeks, and just get them out there? Because I can guarantee you that nobody is going to be like, dude, your video sucked. Like everybody's going to be like, good job, keep it. Like people are going to support you and be interested in what you're doing because everybody's scared of this. And so all of those people that are still not doing it are going to be like, holy shit, they are awesome that they are actually putting themselves out there. I need to do that too. And you're going to motivate people to do it too.
Well, and a crappy video is better than no video.
Absolutely.
So if your competition isn't doing any videos, but you're putting out a bunch of crappy videos, you win.
Absolutely. So this is for your website. This is for your social media. These can be used in so many different ways, which is also amazing that, that one piece of video, not only does it live on forever, but it can, we talked about, you can put them on all these different social media things. You can upload it all over the place, which means that it's a lot better than, you're taking this time to maybe just post on social media and that little thing gets buried, and doesn't really have a really long life. But a video, it does. And it can be picked up on Google, and it can be showed to a lot of people organically, which means that you can get in front of more people than you ever could before for free. For free. Like I didn't even mention that. None of this costs anything. It's not like you're making a commercial and then you have to pay the network to, show your commercial to all these people. You are actually being able to do this all, to create these videos, to put them out there in front of all these people for free.
And really, you could actually make money from them.
Right. So lots of
it
opportunities.
might take a little while, but it's better than paying.
Lots of opportunities here. And so I might have said this. Oh, I said this in my last video. We have the Smart AF magazine that just recently came out. This has always been available in digital, but it has not been in print. And you can now get it on print on Amazon, or you can go to smartafmag.com, and there is a link there. But I actually have an entire section here that talks about some really cool tools that you can use to make videos. Some of them are free. They make it really easy. A lot of these new softwares have templates that you can use. They make it really, really easy for you to make video for your business. So no excuses. Video marketing, like there's nowhere but up that you can go with this. So if you like this episode, we would appreciate it if you would share it. That would be great. And if you didn't know, we have new episodes every single Tuesday and Thursday, and we would love it if you would come back here and join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we're here every Tuesday and Thursday.
You can listen on any other day as well.
Absolutely. We'll see you on the next one.